12, a midfielder, Anna Bout. Number 21, a defender, Katie Zaliski. Number 23, a forward, Samaya Fury. Number 32, a defender, Ashton Gordon. And in goal, number 0, Ellie Breach. Pitt is coached by Randy Waldrum. He's assisted by Ben Waldrum and Jesse Goldman. And now, the starting lineup for your UB Bulls. First up, number 3, a defender, Ellie Simmons. Number 4, a midfielder, Sarah Woods. Number 5, a defender, Emily Lazenby. Number 6, a midfielder, Katie Crow. Number 7, a forward, Ariana Zumpano. Number 10, a midfielder, Olivia Bizzoni. Number 11, a midfielder, Marissa Foster. Number 16, a defender, Maya Golko. Number 21, a defender, Kaylin Ritchie. Number 24, a midfielder, Kaya Schultz. And in goal, wearing number 1, Lexi Thompson. The Bulls are coached by Sean Burke. He is assisted by Brianne Casey and Daniel Lowton. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise if able and remove your hats as we honor our country with the playing of the national anthem.
Bring them out, bring them out, bring them out, bring them out. It's hard to yell.
Hello, friends. Welcome in to Amherst, New York, UB Stadium, the site of the start of the 2023 University at Buffalo women's soccer season. Glad to have you with us, folks. My name's Jack Cruiser. Matt Walfrin, our producer tonight, for the season opener for the Buffalo Bulls on their home turf, taking on the team that ended their 2022 campaign in the NCAA tournament last year. Buffalo last season went 15-2-4 overall, did not lose at home. That goes back a couple of seasons, the Bulls boasting quite a record at UB Stadium. They haven't lost since October of 2021 on this field, 14-1-3 since that season. The Pitt Panthers on the flip side were 14-5-2 last year, defeated the Bulls 1-0 in the first round of the NCAA tournament in 2022. It was a header in the 85th minute that ended the Bulls' season in heartbreaking fashion. While that was just 279 days ago, these teams look a lot different on the field tonight. Different goalkeepers for starters for both teams. Starting for the Bulls is the freshman, an All-American last year, voted on by the United States Soccer Coaches High School Committee. Best goaltender in the country was Lexi Thompson out of Levittown, New York. Won 4 straight conference championships with General Douglas MacArthur High School way down in Levittown. The true freshman stands across the football field. 120 yards away from her will be the sophomore returner for Pittsburgh, who was the backup a season ago, Ellie Breach. She boasts an 0-1 record, having started just 1 game in her career against Florida State in the regular season last year. She gave up a goal 1 minute and 17 seconds into the game. Should the Bulls score early, they would like it to be the same result. FSU went on to win that match 3-0. Pittsburgh and the Panthers in the visiting blues defend the half to the right of your screen. Buffalo in the home whites with Lexi Thompson in black to the left. It is the Panthers who will have the first touch. It's a joy to be atop the stands at UB Stadium, looking down on quite the crowd that has come out for the night game this fine Thursday in August. There was some rain in the forecast throughout the day. That seems to have held off so far. A couple sprinkles in the afternoon, but so far, just a lot of dark clouds above us with a peak in the distance at the blue sky poking through. Under the lights at UB Stadium, let the 2023 season commence. Head official Soren Stoika sets the timer on his watch for the first 45 minutes of action in 2023, and here we go. The Pitt Panthers with the first touch of the game and a turnover immediately. Let's look at the starting lineup for the Buffalo Bulls as they roll out plenty of returners, but having lost a few key pieces. Emily Kelly, their star goaltender, one of the best in program history, leaves. We mentioned Thompson takes her spot. Also out tonight, 2 stars from the Bulls a season ago. Leah Wengender is not in the game tonight. She will not be playing for Buffalo. In her place, Sarah Woods, Katie Crone, Ariana Zumpano are the forwards up top, with Bizzoni, Schultz, Ritchie, and Foster across the middle, Galco, Lazenby, and Simmons on the back line. That, the typical formation for the Bulls, but tonight you'll see a bit more of a 4-2-1 as Pittsburgh controls in their own end. Ellie Breach gets her first touch. A look at the lineups for the Pitt Panthers. They're without a couple of captains who will come off the bench, we do assume, tonight. Chloe Menas and Amanda West. 2 returners that missed plenty of time last season. We'll talk more about them as they enter the game. In their place, however, a 5th-year Landy Mertz at midfield. This is Lainey Fuchs, a freshman, who sends it up ahead into the Buffalo zone. Lazenby quickly turns and fires it out. Here's an early opportunity. Just a minute and a half into play, deep in Buffalo territory, and our first corner kick on the game will go to the Panthers. A scrum in front of Lexi Thompson. The corner sent in by Shapansky is blocked and cleared. Back to Sarah Shapansky, the junior returner playing for her hometown team from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, turns. Matched up with the captain Bizzoni, sent towards the box, and Thompson makes her first grab on the day and gets the applause from the crowd. Buffalo evades the early corner kick chance from Pitt and look to turn defense into offense. This is what the Bulls were working on for a majority of their practice yesterday here on the turf at UB Stadium. Starting from the goal and working their way out through their own defensive third. However, it's out of bounds into the Bulls sideline. A touch towards the middle. Sent towards the goal. Thompson knocks it down. A flag from the far assistant referee, Ian Boyle, signifies the offside. Bulls get away with that one, as Thompson was down and out after punching it away. Never the matter. Here is Lazenby, plays it up the middle. Crone comes back to it, tries to find Schultz. It's stolen away. Samia Fury hit the deck after trying to fight for it. It's kept alive by Anna Bout. Pittsburgh in the attacking third, using the near sideline. Lainey Fuchs receives the pass once again. The freshman from Vienna sends it into the 6. It's headed away. That's the defensive player of the year in the MAC last season. Ellie Simmons, our spotlight player for the Buffalo Bulls, named Defensive Player of the Year. Didn't get Freshman of the Year, but Defensive Player of the Year will do. She's back and she's out to guard the cross into the 6. Left there, a fan shot finally cleared by Buffalo. Onto the foot of the midfielder, up and over the top of the goal as Ellie Caulfield nearly had the first long distance shot on goal for Pitt. Instead, it sails up and over the crossbar. Approaching the 10-minute mark of the 2023 season, still no score from UB Stadium. Correction, 5-minute mark. Thank you, Matt Walfriend, running the 1s and 2s. Olivia Bizzoni on the far side. Tries to send it up. Our first foul of the game as Sarah Woods got taken down from behind. Buffalo under head coach Sean Burke in his 10th season with the Bulls. 2 Mid-American Conference titles to his credit. And the one last year, the most impressive. They didn't lose a game in conference play all year long. Coach Burke accredits a lot of that success due to the team bringing in a mental health coach. And Coach Burke kind of taking a Ted Lasso approach to things. Team realizing that everyone's dealing with the same sort of problems upstairs, so to say. And that really got the team to gel early and often. The chemistry was at an all-time high entering the MAC tournament, which UB hosted on this very field. It was a grind, but the Bulls got it done. Defeating Miami of Ohio and Ball State 1-0 and 2-0. On their home turf, Buffalo advanced to the NCAA tournament for just the second time in program history. And they got these Pitt Panthers as a reward. Samia Fury tries to turn on the far sideline. Pitt keeping the offense on and maintaining pressure. Buffalo's defense collapses well enough to force a pass back. Katie Zelski fires it in. Simmons chips it away. Fuchs steps way up, drops it back. An opportunity for Buffalo to counter. On the near side, Marissa Foster. The sophomore returner had a goal a year ago. She sends it inside the 18, off the leg of Zumpano, who starts up top for the Bulls. She replaces Jasmine Gerber, who is not playing tonight with a leg injury. Bodies collide near the 40-yard line as Sarah Shapansky went into a slide tackle with Sarah Woods, and the two Sarahs both pop up, both still with their H's intact at the end of their first names. Let's get a look at the all-time history between the Bulls and these Pitt Panthers. We know about their meeting last season. 4-1 is the all-time record, Pitt leading. With the one Buffalo win coming here at UB Stadium. Just after it was built, believe it or not, the Bulls hosted the Panthers in their first meeting all time. It was a high-scoring affair, but the Bulls took it. They look to win just their second match against the Panthers in program history tonight. A turnover at midfield. set up ahead for the Panthers. Kira Mellenhorst tries to feed it through, but the Ottawa native could not do so. Zumpano with a swinging kick midair tried to feed Foster on the near side. Stolen away neatly by Ashton Gordon, the fifth year from Tulsa. How about this for a story? Gordon, the captain on the back line for Pitt, named captain, has a great relationship with the head coach, Randy Waldrum, who is in his 6th season with Pittsburgh. Coach Waldrum, well renowned at the NCAA level and even professional ranks. Ashton Gordon's father, while playing at Tulsa, played under Randy Waldrum. I wonder if there's some conversations behind the scenes between those two. But clearly a great relationship for both of them as Gordon wears the armband now. And here she brings it up into the attacking third. One-touch passing results in a turnover. Buffalo tries to feed Zumpano. She comes back for it and wisely keeps possession for Kaya Schultz. Bizzoni to the middle for Lazenby. The reigning MAC Defensive Player of the Year, Ellie Simmons, chips it all the way. Foster gets on her horse. A header back towards Breach. Just beats out Foster. Rolled to the near side for Lainey Fuchs. The 19-year-old from Austria wears number 3 in blue. Long chip ahead. Lexi Thompson uses the shield of Olivia Bizzoni to scoop that up. Thompson, 28 career shutouts in her high school career. Earns the start over the senior transfer from Monmouth, Rebecca Winslow. That was the battle in training camp after Emily Kelly moved on, graduated, setting basically every program record for the Buffalo Bulls in her time. Records that will probably never be touched. She's the reason that the Bulls kept it so close in the game last year in the NCAA tournament. Sarah Shapansky had plenty of opportunities in the first half of that match against the Bulls, just couldn't get it past Emily Kelly, who stood her ground and dove all over the place. I'm talking leg saves, dives across the 6-yard line. She was quite impressive in that match, and the reason that the Bulls were within 1 goal of winning it until the 85th minute, when a header was sent home from Leah Pace, who has now transferred to Florida State, so the Bulls don't have to go against her. Kira Mellenhorst turns and plays it along the wing. Feary breaks inside the 18. Feary goes around Schultz. Feary shoots off the side of the goal. Wide, a goal kick for Buffalo. Thompson got down for it. How about the wheels on Samia Feary? The junior replaced Amanda West last season after West went down with an injury in game number 6. Feary started all 15 games after that in her place. Potted 3 goals and notched 4 assists. Ellie Simmons with a header to Foster, double teamed, finds Simmons, quick touch down the sideline, nobody home for the Bulls. Pitt back in control of possession. Just past 12 minutes gone by. Still no score from UB Stadium in Amherst. Fans disagree with that foul called by head referee Soren Stoika. Graham Harris was on his sideline on the near side as the official in orange, who also saw it, agrees with his head ref. Here is Shapansky. She's nifty in space. Finds some. She shoots. It's blocked. Kaylin Ritchie got a leg on it. Lexi Thompson read the deflection well. For a freshman, she's really slowing the pace down for Buffalo. quite the cleats to fill coming in after Emily Kelly and what she did for Buffalo. And quite the task at hand as well. Your first game and first collegiate start is against a team that made it to the Sweet 16 a season ago. Not to mention you can easily compare the performance of Kelly to hers after the game. Here's a break for Katie Crone. She sends it inside looking for Zumpano. Great defensive effort from Mackenzie Evers to deny that. Number 11 in blue stuck her leg out and got in the way. Rush denied, but great passing work from the Bulls, working in towards the attacking third. We remain scoreless. Just one shot on goal to be recorded for the Pitt Panthers, and it came quite early. Set up ahead on the near side. Shapansky stops, sends it in, headed out neatly. Kaya Schultz, the New Jersey native, headed that one out. To the far sideline. Across in, once again, Buffalo's there, outnumbering Pitt inside the box for that cross attempt. And the freshman Maya Galco was able to clear. Zumpano wins possession, plays it over for Woods into the Buffalo bench. Pitt retreats. Maya Galco on that play defensively gets her first collegiate start. The freshman from Ottawa, Ontario, ranked the #1 Canadian prospect in the class of 2023 by FTS. Last year won the regular season title and a gold medal with TFC Ottawa. Couple Canadian products on this Buffalo roster. Zumpano up top from Niagara Falls, Ontario. Olivia Bozzoni from Brampton, Ontario in the middle. Though tonight she's sliding a bit more back on the left side. Fury chips it ahead. Shapansky turns on the reigning MAC DPOY. Cleared away by Buffalo's Lazenby. Katie Crone decides to allow Pitt that possession as the Panther bench is up and moving, stretching out with the pink pennies on the far sideline. I was told by Buffalo SID Sarah Trinelli to be ready for mass substitutions in this game. Both Pitt and Buffalo, head coach Randy Waldrum for the Panthers and Sean Burke for the Bulls, love their wholesale changes. Not quite hockey style. They're not sending out 11, but you could get 3 or 4 at once as some chemistry is built between the B teams. Here's a break for Pitt. Samira Fury gets taken down just outside the 18. This is a foul against the Bulls, though perhaps a good one taken by the senior captain, Olivia Bozzoni, just outside the 18 before the opportunity could get any greater for Pitt. How about this for a great opportunity? Approaching the 17-minute mark, Pitt with their free position chance. It's Sarah Shapansky. Sends it in, headed away by Simmons. To the top of the 18, second chance try, also denied by the Bulls. It's kept alive by the Panthers. Foster comes out to challenge, but Mellenhorst maintains possession. Foster sticks a leg in and forces that miscue. Ritchie gets taken down, and that draws a foul the other way. Buffalo wins that free possession chance. Two good opportunities so far inside the 18 for Pitt. Just one shot on goal throughout the game so far to show for it here at UB Stadium in Amherst. The sun setting behind us with fans filling the lower bowl on the near sideline, making plenty of noise, glad to be back here at UB Stadium, where they've been treated quite favorably in the last few years. Buffalo not having lost at home since October of 21. In fact, it's that stat that Coach Burke, he says he doesn't bring it up to his team quite often. But he says, I think everybody knows that we're pretty darn good at home within the locker room, making the postseason run that much more important. Hosting the MAC tournament here, a lot easier. Sleep in your own bed, go through your normal game day routine. On the flip side of that, Buffalo, under Coach Burke, has never won a road tournament game. Funny how that works out sometimes. Gordon sends it ahead, too far ahead for Samia Feary, and Lexi Thompson slows it down once more. Thompson in that battle with Rebecca Winslow in the preseason for the starting goalkeeper spot. It was not an easy task at hand for Thompson to win this job, despite her stellar high school career and resume. Winslow was the starter at Monmouth for 2 years, and then her junior year was replaced by UAlbany transfer Cassie Coaster. Winslow didn't see any action last year and ended up transferring here to Buffalo, where there was a vacancy after Emily Kelly's departure. However, she was met with Lexi Thompson in training camp, those two back and forth. Split time on Sunday against Youngstown State in an exhibition match here at Buffalo, which the Bulls won 4-0. It was Katie Crone who really showed off in that one, 2 goals. And also the freshman, haven't seen her yet, but Lakin Kaiser was all over the place for the Bulls on Sunday against the Penguins. A free position chance, headed towards the Buffalo goal, off a Bull defender, and out past the goal line for a corner. Shapansky sets up on the near side. This is the second corner kick opportunity for Pitt tonight. Their first opportunity came just minutes into the game. Shapansky. Off the head of Ashton Gordon, wide. Thompson used all of her frame to try to get up there and get to it, but standing at just 5'5", even with the outstretched arm, couldn't get her paws on that one. Buffalo will gladly take the goal kick after the captain, 5th-year defender, got all the way up. Looking to match her goal total from a year ago, as Gordon had just 1 in 22 games played. Lazenby allows Thompson. Pressure from Feary, and Thompson scoops it up. .74 and cloudy in Buffalo. As I look at the weather app, and Matt Walford might want to knock on wood here, but the rain has been pushed back till at least 11 o'clock, says Apple. So however much that means. We're hoping to get through this one. A steal for Buffalo to the middle. Crone got taken down. Lost the ball first, however. When talking to SID Sarah Trinelli for the Bulls, she says this game is all about possession for Buffalo. They haven't had a lot of it, but when they have, they're moving with pace into the attacking third. Simmons clears inside the 18 for a Pitt throw. The toss down from Anna Bout, the 5th year, at the feet of Feary. Back for Bout to Feary once more. One touch and a cross in. Buffalo defenders are there, over the head of one. Chipped ahead by Schultz. She finds Woods, who clears with her legs. And Woods Still dancing along the sideline, now has it taken away and out of bounds. A couple of substitutions for the Bulls.
Now entering the game for UB, number 14, Lakin Kaiser, and number 15, Mika Maroli.
Well, look at that. We just mentioned Lakin Kaiser, and now we get our first look. Along with number 15, Mika Maroli. Both midfielders. Marissa Foster taken out. Buffalo looking for that spark at the midfield spot. Now we get a look at Lakin Kaiser stepping up to challenge Ashton Gordon. Maybe did it so well, Gordon decided to go back to Ellie Breach. Breach last season as a freshman got into 7 games. Hasn't been tested too much tonight. This could be her first time being so. Ellie Simmons makes the long jog across the field to take this free kick. Buffalo sends 5 to the near side of the 18 with 1 hanging out along the far sideline, that being Katie Crone. A 2-woman wall, 10 yards in front of Simmons. Lazenby gets up. It just went over her head. Cleared by Pitt. Here comes the counterattack. A sliding tackle attempt is enough to throw off the clear attempt for Pitt. Lexi Thompson able to grab it. Kaya Schultz with the defensive effort there. Feary, she's been everywhere tonight with possession for Pitt. Wins it despite the double team. Back for Fuchs to the captain, Gordon. Fuchs makes a run. Out of bounds, she touches it. The Buffalo throw, Ellie Simmons. Started all but one of Buffalo's 21 games last season, did Simmons. Here is Ariana Zumpano, 8 goals a year ago. A run to the middle, just ahead was the through for Katie Crone. Well read by Ellie Breach. Still no score at UB Stadium in Amherst, New York, just east of Buffalo. Approaching 18 minutes remaining in this first half. Just 2 shots. We'll make it 1 shot for Pitt. 2 corners up on the scoreboard for the Panthers thus far. The through goes over the head of Bizzoni. A chance for the Panthers. Great get back for Olivia Bizzoni. She jumped in the way on the through. It made it to Kira Mellenhorst. But the junior from Ottawa was not expecting the run back from the senior hailing from Brampton. And now we get a look at our spotlight player for Pitt. Amanda West comes in wearing number 9. Her first appearance since a year ago. 6 games into the season, she had 6 goals already on a 6-game goal streak for Pitt. Got injured, it ended her campaign for 2022. The Bulls did not face Amanda West when they met in November. The all-time leader for the Pittsburgh Panthers in goals, points, 3-point games, game-winning goals, penalty kick goals, and a couple more. Lets you know she's a pretty darn good offensive player. looking to be that spark off the bench in her first game back. Zumpano puts a touch on, but had it stolen away by Gordon. One touch passing as West gets her first touch in a year. Amanda West. In her 6 goals last year in 6 games, 3 of them were game winners. She's got 13 of those in her career. Far side, set in. Feary turns, plays it over. Set in offside is the call. A change for Buffalo. Moa Anderson comes in, the junior transfer from Temple. Suffered an injury against Youngstown State after earning the start in that exhibition on Sunday. Left the game on a cart. Everyone a bit fearful in the stands about what we could have witnessed. But Anderson, I'm sure, was glad to know that it was nothing more than a bone bruise, though that's gotta hurt, and I'm sure it does. But Anderson, with the pain tolerance to deal with it, comes in for her first appearance in Buffalo white and blue. Lincoln Kaiser defends as that pass ahead just gets a little too far ahead. The offside is called for. Can you tell Amanda West is a little eager to get into the attacking third? I would be too. You miss a year of doing what you love to do, what you went to college for, left your country for, Burlington, Ontario. Buffalo with very little possession time so far. Pitt controlling. Lainey Fuchs plays it over. Gordon for Fuchs. Gaining some territory. Chip to the middle. Chance for the Panthers as Feary lays it over. The chip to the middle, cleared away. Good work from Galco, the freshman for the Bulls, on the back line, which eventually results in a Bulls goal kick. A quick substitution for Pitt, as now Fleming Dean checks in.
Number 7, Fleming Dean.
From Marietta, Georgia, the old Red Hills. It's a beautiful state, Georgia. It's quite the drive, however, so if you are tuning in from Marietta, Georgia, hello. Thanks for being here. Still no score here in Amherst, New York. Jack Cruiser with you all night. Just under 13 and a half to go in the first 45-minute frame. Shots are 1-0 in favor of the Panthers. The possession time about 90-10 in favor of Pitt. Here's Amanda West with the run and the through onto the foot of Feary. Samia Feary back for West. Dances around the Bulls defense and head referee Sorin Stoika. The Bulls defense able to clear. Katie Crone turns, plays it across the field. Just missed the target on that pass, and Pitt tries to counter. Mackenzie Evers steps up from her midfield spot. Now she retreats as the pass goes all the way to the far sideline. Crone just ran into the slide tackle attempt, a successful one for the sophomore Katie Zalski from Summerville, South Carolina. Sophomore played all 22 games last season. Pitt's defenders were very critical when they did get on the score sheet a season ago. Set ahead, this a clear offside as signaled by Ian Boyle with the flag on the far sideline as the assistant referee numero uno. 11.5 to go in the first. No score from UB. The Bulls' expectations are high, as they are every year. Coach Sean Burke doesn't want this iteration of the Buffalo Bulls team to look back at last season and the standards that have been set with anything but positivity. Set ahead for the Bulls. Lakin Kaiser drops it back. Kaylin Ritchie sends it in. A bouncer handled by Ellie Breach. The first true attempt towards the goalkeeper, Breach. She handles it quite well. Though that a bit more of a cross, still not credited a shot for the Bulls. A few Panthers looking to check in. Aaliyah Gomes is one, a freshman. Nearing the end of the half, both teams in a stalemate so far. Despite Pitt holding possession for so much, Ashley Moon looking to check in as well. Sophia Doney, the third at the table for Pitt, to come in at their next throw. In the meantime, it's Lainey Fuchs. One-touch passing with Mellenhorst, set up towards the middle for Amanda West. Knocked down, she still finds Dean. Chloe Menas also in the game wearing number 15 and a captain's band for the Panthers. The senior from Montreal, Quebec, didn't play a season ago. In her career, 34 games played and started. Amanda West, fully recovered from her injury. Keeps possession alive. They go backward to go forward, do the Panthers. They'll try it once more. Ashton Gordon given plenty of space by the Bulls midfielders. Now pressure put on as the stutter step was sent forward by the Bulls' Mika Maroli. To no avail, Pitt still with possession. Gordon challenged by Crone. Simmons steps in the way of that pass intended for West. And now Kaiser. Great defensive play from Katie Zalski to step up and break the chance for Buffalo on the counter. And that Pitt defense, so good at executing in that middle third. Couple more subs on the way for Pitt as well. Make that a lot more. A weak pass from Feary, intercepted by Simmons. Under 8 minutes to go in the first half. Simmons finds Galco. Great step up from Bizzoni. Buffalo's got plenty of open field on the near side, but they're stuck near their sideline, looking to use it to their advantage. Great cut from Bizzoni, creates space. Pass up ahead. Maroli sends it through. The goalkeeper Breach comes way out, and it's cleared for a Buffalo corner. 7 minutes remaining in the first half. The Bulls, their first chance had a corner kick today. Ellie Simmons to take it on the far side. Kaylin Ritchie does her best to screen the goalkeeper, Ellie Breach. Simmons sends it in. Breach punches it, the second chance. Towards the middle, off the foot of Moa Anderson. Cleared by Pitt. Buffalo still in the offensive half. Anderson, one touch and settles, but no one was with her. It's instead stolen by Mellenhurst and cleared up the far sideline. Another stellar defensive effort for the Bulls and their captain, Olivia Bozzoni, earning the band on her left arm tonight. In game number 1 of the 2023 season, still no score. Off the foot of Kaiser, Pitt recovers. Evers. Zalski to the middle. Amanda West feeds it through and pinballed at the top of the 18. It looked like Samia Feary wanted to dummy that ball and let it go through her legs into the 18. As Landy Mertz was running behind her, looking to cut in on that one. But it ended up going off Feary once too many times. Crone can't control it. Buffalo will take a free kick. With 5 Pitt Panthers looking to check in. We'll see if they get a chance to. Need a throw to be able to. Or at least some semblance of possession from an out-of-bounds play. Bozzoni, the typical midfielder, plays it along the sideline, has it taken out of her legs on the slide tackle. Buffalo's throw. Bozzoni tosses it right away. Maroli couldn't control. To the middle, Kaiser couldn't get there fast enough. Buffalo maintains possession. Lazenby with a quick pass ahead. Kaya Schultz to Ellie Simmons, right at midfield for Lazenby. The sophomore and 5th year play catch. It's the reigning player of the year defensively in the conference to send it ahead before a big collision. Katie Crone and Ashton Gordon both took a tumble. Crone took the brunt of it as Gordon popped right back up. Ritchie gets possession and now a whistle for a free kick for Pitt. 3 minutes, 30 seconds. Still to tick away in the first half of a 0-0 draw so far. Schultz steps up to defend Feary. A wise touchback eventually finds Gordon. Pulls it back and goes cross fields. That's something Pitt has been doing all night. Take the open space. It was there on the right side. Now they use it. Sent towards the corner. Too far ahead. As Mellenhorst made the run. And here come 5 new Pitt Panthers.
Now entering the game for Pitt, number 13, Ashley Moon. Number 17, Dia
Fuchs comes out,
number 18,
as does Landy Mertz.
number 20, Olivia Lee.
Under the newcomers, some of the good ones, at least one to stand out is Olivia Lee. Freshman defender wears number 20. But perhaps this is the time to shine for Chloe Menas, who has been out there but hasn't had her name called too often. Just directing traffic away from the ball is the senior captain. 2 minutes remain in the first half of play. Set up ahead, a great touch, just too strong. Cleared by the Bulls once more. Gordon sends it ahead. Fleming Dean to the near wing for Olivia Lee. Here's the freshman from Scarsdale, New York. Mellenhorst plays it back and gets it back. Stolen away by Buffalo. Moa Anderson. 90 seconds remain in the half. The feed ahead for Crone. A diving play for Ellie Breach to end the rush of Buffalo. Katie Crone with perhaps the best chance on the day for Buffalo. She stands at 5'4". Had she been 5'5", that leg might have gotten to the ball before the hands of Ellie Breach. Max Sacco on the PA says there's 1 minute to go in half number 1. Ashley Reyes stands at the table for the Bulls looking to check in before the end of the half. But it's a corner kick for Pitt in the meantime. Ashley Moon sends in the third corner on the day for Pitt. Off a Buffalo head, it was Simmons who got there first. Sent back into the 18. A bicycle attempt goes up and over the net to the left. What a try that was in the waning moments of the half. Sophia Doney, I believe, was the one who got her right leg on it, falling backwards. Wouldn't that have been a spectacular way to open the scoring in 2023? Instead, that's the end of the first half of play in 2023. No score after 45 between Buffalo and Pittsburgh. We'll take a break and come back with some stats from half number 1 and talk about where we could be going on this roller coaster of stalemate here at UB Stadium. Stick with us. Back at UB Stadium in Amherst, no score. Through one half of play, 0-0 between Buffalo and Pittsburgh. 5 shots for the Panthers, 1 shot for Buffalo, none of which have been on goal. We bring on Matt Walfriend, Director of Broadcasting. Correct me if I'm wrong. You got a new title this year, so we want to get it right.
Yeah, you're dead on. I'm back, and I'm happy to be back.
Let's go. So we got Matt. Matt, what did you see? You're watching up from the top of UB Stadium as well, but you're not necessarily listening to everything I have to say. So what have your own eyes seen from way up here?
If you're a UB fan as well, it's everything you want in that first half was perfect. You slowed the game down. You took what they gave you. There was no really big, clear-cut Pittsburgh chance, and that's exactly what you could ask for. And there was a couple chances down at the other end where it opened up on a couple giveaways, takeaways. You were there.
What have your thoughts been so far on both goaltenders? A freshman for Buffalo, Lexi Thompson, has been tested. Like I mentioned, 5 shots already, none directly on frame, but she's been tested. And on the flip side, Ellie Breach from Pitt.
They've both been very active in the net. They've been getting out of the net. They've been aerial balls. They've been jumping out, trying to clear everything away. They've looked great. And then it's going to come with more experience. They're going to get even better.
Yeah, Lexi Thompson has really slowed things down in her collegiate debut. Doesn't seem like a true freshman, 18, 19 years old.
No, not at all.
You don't expect that.
And it's a tough act to follow coming after Emily Kelly. That's some very big shoes to fill.
Well, we'll see how those cleats continue to be filled in half number 2. Your expectations for the second half?
UB's got to keep doing the same thing they're doing. Take their time on every single throw, every single goal kick, every free kick. Any chance you get to slow this game down, you take it.
Corners 3-1 in favor of Pitt so far. Buffalo doing a fine job of clearing on those corner attempts. The Bulls were just 1 run from Katie Crone away, being a millisecond faster from opening this game's scoring up in the dying minutes of the first half. Instead, we stand 0-0. We'll take another break and come back with half number 2 as the teams return to the turf at UB Stadium in Amherst. 45 minutes played, nothing to show for it, except a couple of shots that went wide. 5 missed shots for Pitt, and 1 attempt for the Bulls is all we had in half number 1, and a lot of Pitt Panther possession. No score after 45 minutes. Buffalo and Pittsburgh in the 2023 season opener. It's where we left off. It was a similar story the last time these two teams met in the NCAA tournament. Back in November, just over 200 days ago. No score at halftime, though the story in that game was the goalkeeping of Emily Kelly. She had a ton of saves on impressive shots on goal in the first half of that match. In this one, Lexi Thompson has been good for Buffalo, but she hasn't needed to be stellar. It's been the defensive line in front of her that has held that line quite well. Olivia Bozzoni, Maya Galco, Emily Lazenby, and Ellie Simmons, the 4 across the back as Buffalo gets possession to start the second half. Three to 1 were corners in the first half for Pitt. 4 offside calls against the Panthers. They were itching to get inside the 18. Buffalo with the first possession of half number 2. Kaya Schultz plays it over for Kaylin Ritchie. And now the back line. The sophomore, Ellie Simmons, puts a move on Amanda West right in front of the scorer's table. Cleared down the sideline off the leg of the freshman Olivia Lee, who remains in the game since coming in before the half. The freshman defender for Pitt backs off. Possession won by Buffalo and immediately taken back by Pittsburgh. Randy Waldrum, the head coach for the Panthers, scheduled this match against Buffalo long before they met in the NCAA tournament. It's not often that you end your season against one team and play them again the next time you take to the pitch. An opportunity for Pitt early in the second half, cleared to the 6. Poked away, Simmons chips it to the top of the 18. Settled and brought back in by West. To the goal line, battling with Simmons. The Bulls say it went off of Amanda West, as does the official Soren Stoika. Lexi Thompson, as you can hear, the wind picks up a bit in Amherst, New York, blowing those darker clouds our way. Cross your fingers, knock on wood, whatever you gotta do. Wear your PJs inside out if you're watching at home. Keep that wet stuff away from us, at least until we're packed up and out of here tonight. Our entire crew would appreciate that, as I'm sure the Bulls would, and there are plenty of fans that came out to support them tonight, and a few Pitt Panther fans here as well. I see a pair of Kenny Pickett jerseys down in the crowd. Why not? Steelers season right around the corner as well. Everybody's sleeping on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Nobody's sleeping on the Buffalo Bulls. They were picked first in the Mid-American Conference preseason coaches poll, with an overwhelming majority of the first place votes. Sean Burke's club picked to defend their conference championship and regular season championship from a year ago. A free kick for the Bulls, 30 yards out. It's the freshman Maya Galco to take it in front of her team's sideline. Coach Burke just a few feet to her left. It's sent towards the 6, punched over and wide. Ellie Breach got up to knock it away. A corner for the Bulls. We have yet to play 4 minutes in this second half. Simmons sends in the corner. It's short. Recovered by the Bulls. Played back for Simmons. Decides not to settle. And the bouncer is scooped up easily by the sophomore Breach. What a chance for the Buffalo Bulls. All off that free kick 30 yards away in front of their bench. If you're one who believes in your vibe attracting your tribe, so to say, being near that Buffalo sideline, I can tell you, even from up here, you could tell Maya Galko had a bit more confidence in her before sending that free kick in towards the 6 a few moments ago. Pass too far ahead and out of bounds as West made the run. Lazenby for Simmons. So far, it's a bit of a flip of the script since the first half, which was dominated by Pittsburgh possession. This much more Buffalo in the early goings. Here are the Panthers, however, down at the goal line. Good defensive effort from Buffalo's Kalen Ritchie. Denies that chance, and now a free kick for the Bulls. Off the head of one Bull and sent ahead for Ariana Zumpano. She cuts to the middle. Zumpano! Looked for Sarah Woods, who was making the run towards the goal line. Pitt Panthers coming off a 14-5-2 season a year ago. They won 5 games in the regular season against ACC opponents. Despite going to the Sweet 16 a year ago, still picked just 7th in the ACC preseason poll from the coaches. A chip ahead, Lazenby comes over to clear. Amanda West looking to start this season how she started the last 2. Amanda West had a 5-game goal streak back in 2021 to start the campaign. And last season, before the injury, had 6 goals in 6 games, respectively then. A cross in from Shapansky towards the goal. Thompson recovers and slows things down for Buffalo. Even just the way she communicates with her back line. There's a sense of maturity. You don't become the best goaltender at the high school level in the United States of America as voted on by the coaches across the country without having such a maturity. Tested once more. It went past Lazenby to the near wing. Mellenhorst sends it in once more. Thompson punches it out to the 18. Buffalo gets possession. Thompson, Johnny on the spot, makes that play. She's got to come out once more, easily scoops that in front of the attacker. Sophia Doney was breaking in on her. Set ahead. Offside the call. Amanda West was looking for it. The ball put in the back of the Buffalo net, but it will not count. As Graham Harris, the AR2, had his flag up 25 yards out from the goal line. Well, just about that. The goal line's just about 1.5 yards in from the back of the end zone. It's all relative. Here at UB Stadium in Amherst, the wind blowing from the Millersport end across the field towards Pittsburgh's goal as the flags start to pick up some steam. What a move from Sarah Woods to maintain possession for Buffalo. She finds Bozzoni, who has it stolen away. A double team comes, which forces the miscue for Pitt. Wisely, Kaya Schultz allows that to roll out. Substitution comes in for Buffalo. Marissa Foster checks out as the freshman Lakin Kaiser checks in. She was impressive on Sunday, can't stress that enough.
Entering the game for UB, number 14, Lakin Kaiser.
She even had a couple good touches in the first half. Buffalo playing a near perfect first half despite not having a lot of possession. They got a chance to talk about it with their 10th year head coach Sean Burke. Coach Burke, quite an impressive resume of his own, 95 wins in his career. Looking to eclipse the century mark this season. Well, there was a clear handball on that play as Mellenhorst rolled around 55 yards out. Buffalo wanted to take the ball and the advantage. Instead, the official Soren Stoika tells him to bring it back to take the free kick as called, which in doing so allows Pitt to set up their defense at the 20-yard line, 30 yards out of the goal. Ellie Simmons to take the free kick for Buffalo. Boots it towards the 18. Headed away, settled by Buffalo's Schultz. Mellenhorst came back, but it was Gordon who took down Katie Crone. That's the second time those two have met physically today. This is the best opportunity on the day for Buffalo from a free spot. Just 5 yards out of the 18. Sean Burke would love for his team to capitalize here. Just 11 minutes into a no-score game in the second half. Katie Crone lined up on the near side to take it. And she does, into the wall. It's headed twice. Zumpano with the hustle to steal it away. She sends it to the middle. Cleared to West, who chips it ahead and goes around Schultz. Sent right back in, ahead, and a bounce into the midst of Ellie Breach. The opportunity for the sophomore Katie Crone goes for naught. She was on the MAC all-freshman team a year ago. Coach said she had an impressive September last year. They need her to produce, perhaps not exactly as much as she did during September of 2022, but a bit more like that regularly as that through ball gets too far ahead of Zumpano. Breach plays it out. Buffalo winning the 50-50 so far in this second half. Now Pitt comes away with possession with Anna Bout. Playing it up the sideline. Even numbers both ways as Amanda West challenges Lazenby. Her and the reigning MAC DPOY Ellie Simmons combine to steal it away for Buffalo. Zumpano turns and takes a fall. It's a foul called against Pittsburgh. Lainey Fuchs, the freshman, called. As that 50-50 along the turf went to Zumpano momentarily before she got taken out. Just over 31 minutes remaining in this second half. Sent ahead, Crone sends it to the middle. It's settled and cleared. Chipped right back in. Off ahead. To no avail, Sapansky able to boot it out. Good effort for Buffalo. Katie Crone all over the place tonight. And here she is once more. Crone challenged. You could hear Coach Sean Burke yelling to his freshman Lakin Kaiser, who wears number 14. A long shot wide by 5 yards to the left of the goal that Lexi Thompson defends. A goal kick will bring in Samia Feary. Feary was all over the place in the first half, similar to what Crone has been for the Bulls. A battle of mid-major and Power 5 here in Buffalo, New York. To most, perhaps, a bit surprising to see what we've seen so far. Exactly 30 minutes to go in regulation play. In the first game of 2023, we still have yet to see a score. Bizzoni plays it to the middle. Lazenby takes the space in front of her. She sends it up ahead, looking for the run of Sarah Woods out wide. Good defensive effort from Katie Zalski. That's back-to-back great defensive plays from Zalski to end breaks. Here's another chance for the Bulls. This time, it's Ashton Gordon who gets her head on that one. Wind really picking up in Amherst, as has the Bulls' offensive attack. A steal for the freshman Maya Galco. Zumpano turns and feeds it, but Crone did not make that large of a run. It rolls right to the 18 where Breach recovers. This non-conference schedule for Pittsburgh has a bit of a mixed bag feel to it, as they had a couple exhibition matches against West Virginia and Niagara before this season opener tonight. They head home to Ambrose Urbanic Field for a match against Drexel. More on that in a moment. Here's Amanda West. Off the foot of a Bull. Substitution coming in for the Panthers. Sent towards the 18. Off the head of a Bull. That being Sarah Woods, who came way back to make the play. Back to that preseason schedule, as we're dealing with a bit of a light issue atop the stands at UB Stadium. Bear with us. We're glad to be broadcasting this game with you. There's a clear foul as Mellenhorst ran right over the legs of Buffalo's Katie Crone. Back to that non-conference schedule for Pitt. Drexel at home on Sunday. Then right back to the Mid-American Conference. They head to Kent, Ohio to take on the Golden Flashes of Kent State. Then all at home. Bucknell, Duquesne, Bowling Green, and Xavier. Takes them into the second and third weeks of September. So a bit of a back and forth there. You go from Buffalo to Drexel. You bounce around between conferences as Ariana Zumpano creates space for Buffalo, trying to break into the attacking third. She's defended well momentarily. And that was not just momentarily. Landy Mertz drops it back. This is what we saw from Pitt in the first half. Taking the space, look at the one-touch passing. Open space in the middle. Katie Crone is gassed. The chip ahead, onside. An opportunity for Fury. Couldn't settle it. Ellie Simmons proving why she was the Defensive Player of the Year in the Mid-American Conference in 2022. Johnny on the spot. Katie Crone was gassed. She will get taken out as Foster comes in along with Eva Poisson. Max Sacco on the public address in-house gets the crowd to cheer. They've had a few chances to do that so far, but more so for defense, as Pitt has been held scoreless. Samia Fury. Amanda West sends it in. Behind Fury, it's cleared by the Bulls. Once more, Maya Galko, the freshman, in the way. Behind the defense, the shot from West. She scores. Welcome back to the pitch, Amanda West. The Panthers break the scoring with 24:57 to go in the second half. Amanda West started the 2021 campaign with a goal in game number 1. She started the 2022 campaign with a goal in game number 1. It's like clockwork for number 9 in blue. Since the moment she was substituted into this game off the bench in her return, she has been a difference maker on the far wing. She notches career goal number 34, and that record for Pitt gets even larger. 1-0 Panthers. Still 24 minutes to play, but Pitt having controlled possession so well throughout the duration of this match. They get past the freshman, Lexi Thompson, for the game's first. Gordon gets pressure on her backside. Back to Ellie Breach. Now Buffalo has a chance to be aggressive here. Nothing to lose. Ashley Reyes denied. She fights for position but cannot get possession. Katie Zalski recovers for Pitt and slows things down. Set up for Fuchs. Gordon. The Panthers will do this all night long if Buffalo doesn't pressure. Because that's what Ellie Caulfield tells her team with the captain's band. Chloe Menas ready to check in for Pitt, the center defensive midfielder. Ashley Moon plays it back. Just like that, 15 yards of space gained by Pitt. Buffalo's defense sliding in unison. The ball sent to the corner, easily cleared, and well by Olivia Bizzoni. Now is when Chloe Menas drops the pink penny on the sideline and checks in. Kira Mellenhorst gets substituted out in favor of the senior from Montreal. Pitt with possession in the attacking third. It's not an easy start to the non-conference schedule for Buffalo, as they have this home match tonight, and then they don't get to play on this turf until September 10th. Even worse than that, I don't get to speak with you until September 10th. But you get a look at the Bulls' non-conference schedule through September 10th, all on the road. It doesn't get any easier. Number 14 Pitt tonight, then to Ohio State to play at the Horseshoe. Colgate after that, before playing a couple local games in the Big Three, Canisius and Niagara, all on the road. That Colgate game will be on ESPN Plus on Thursday, August 24th, down in Hamilton, New York. And we'll be back here on the Bulls YouTube channel on Sunday, September 10th for the match against the Big Red. That also being alumni game. So full of festivities that day will be. Just about 21 minutes remaining. A 1-0 Pitt advantage. Amanda West scoring in her return. Here's an opportunity for Samia Feary to the goal line, centered in front. The shot, they score. Sarah Shapansky with a beautiful chip. Buries it. That was tactical from the Pitt offense. Tic-tac-toe right inside to the goal line. Feary with a beautiful cross. Just inside the top of the 18. Buffalo makes some changes now. Crone, after a breather, comes back in with Zumpano and Sarah Woods. Correction, that was not Shapansky. Instead, Landy Mertz gets her first goal on the campaign, the 5th year. Gives the Panthers the 2-0 lead with 20.5 minutes to go in regulation time. Mertz, the Pittsburgh native, had 6 goals a season ago. Gets one tonight after a stalemate. Took us through just about halfway through this half. Landy Mertz spent her first collegiate year at Dayton back in 2019. Was on the A-10 All-Rookie team before transferring to Pittsburgh, where she's truly found a home. And why not, when you can go home and find a new home in the ACC? It's a pretty good story for Landy Mertz, who all but seals this one for Pitt. Despite there being 19.5 to go in this second half for the Bulls, they're going to need to change up their game plan. They've been running a 4-2-3-1 throughout the night to try and slow down that Pitt attack, as there's a big collision. Feary gets taken out. Kaylin Ritchie also collides. They both pop up. It'll be a free kick for Buffalo. You hear Sean Burke from across the way bark at his team. Everybody get up there, as Lexi Thompson will send it in. Bulls trail by 2 with 19 minutes to go. That one rolls right up the middle, right in on Ellie Breach, who easily makes the play. Boy, if that was cornhole, that was perfect. Right up the middle, one bounce at the top of the 18. Sadly for Buffalo, it doesn't count as 3 points. Crone just ran out of space on the near side wing. Couple of changes coming in for the Panthers. They can rotate some of the newcomers in and some of the stalwarts. Mackenzie Evers comes in, the junior. The freshman Aaliyah Gomez comes in. And a sophomore defender out of Boca Raton, Florida, Haley Mercereau. Well, Pitt's not going to force anything here. Bizzoni steals that away. Lazenby sends it up. Check that. Galco with the through ball. Schultz settles, gets taken down. She pops back up. Wouldn't be surprised if we hear the same thing from Coach Burke. Everybody get up there. This time Ellie Simmons is going to take the free kick. Ellie Simmons, the sophomore, with a big boot into the 18, off the head of Ashton Gordon to the far sideline. Marissa Foster, the first there, stands for the throw. Delays, and finally finds Katie Crone. Instead, Pitt comes away with it after the one touch of Crone went awry. Speaking of awry, Sarah Woods with the steal, double teamed. Woods stops and plays it back for Schultz. 30 yards out, Schultz sends it towards the 18 to the left of Zumpano's head, facing her. Buffalo's able to settle on the far sideline. Look at the one touch for Marissa Foster, looking to get critical. But it's another chance for Buffalo. A throw in for the Bulls. If they're going to come back, this is the possession to capitalize on. No time to waste. Zumpano knows it. Ariana takes a spill. The ball comes free. Kaylin Ritchie has some space. Plays it to Foster, who has Ritchie. Double teamed is Foster. She loses it. Ritchie steps in to steal it. Now played up by Pitt's Fleming Dean and stolen away from her. The freshman defender Galco steps up for Buffalo before turning it away. Long pass ahead, stolen by Simmons of Buffalo. The Bulls unable to settle that ball again, and that opportunity goes for naught. Aaliyah Gomes gets her first touch since being subbed in. She played it back to the D, one touch right out of bounds. Bizzoni's throw winds up in the feet after a pinball effect of Pittsburgh. For Buffalo, it's all about preparing for the conference schedule. You haven't lost to a conference foe since the 2021 season. They haven't lost at home since October of that 21 year. Could very likely be coming to an end of that streak here tonight. But this is the challenge that Coach Burke wants for this team. The expectation is set. Make it to the NCAA tournament. Win your conference first. Win your conference tournament second. And that next step is win a tournament game, which Buffalo has not done. But as we saw last year against this Pitt team, it's quite possible. Here comes an opportunity for Foster. Marissa Foster shoots it right off the back of Ashton Gordon. And the hustle from Gordon as well saves it from being a corner. What work for the fifth-year captain. That is how you earn the band on your arm. The throw from Foster goes back for Simmons. One touched inside, short for Zumpano. She comes back for it, allows Schultz to shoot. It's blocked. Pittsburgh up the far sideline. 13.5 to go. The hustle back job from Kalen Ritchie to recover for Simmons, who had stepped up. Excellent there to send the ball back into Pittsburgh territory. However, the Panthers bring it away. Advantage Buffalo. Sarah Woods. As things start to get a little more chippy here in this second half. Moa Anderson ready to check in for the Bulls on a moment's notice. Sarah Woods tried to find Bizzoni. Went off of a Pittsburgh leg. Now here comes Anderson into the game. Marissa Foster deserves a round of applause after that last shift. Good crowd still on hand for Buffalo and Pittsburgh. Nice way to spend your Thursday evening in Amherst down at UB Stadium. Soon it'll be the football team playing on this field. Speaking of high expectations. The most recent goal scorer, Landy Mertz, sends a cross in, deflected out by Lazenby. The Bulls football team, they start on the road at Wisconsin. Saturday, September 2nd, before starting their home schedule on September 9th. That is a Saturday for a 6 p.m. game against Fordham. We invite you down to UB Stadium for that. And then the next day on Sunday, the Bulls take on Cornell on the pitch here at UB Stadium. Of course, we welcome you to Sunday's game against the Big Red, but if you can't make it, we've got you covered here on the UB Bulls YouTube channel, along with all games throughout this 2023 campaign. All the way through conference play that begins on the road at Akron on the 21st before the Bulls take on Ohio here at UB Stadium just a few days later, Sunday the 24th of September. All that previewing to talk about what has transpired here tonight. The Bulls played an excellent half and a half against this wonderful Pitt team that has plenty of returners despite losing a few key pieces and their stellar goaltender in Caitlin Lazzarini. The Panthers seem to be just fine, and that 7th overall pick in the ACC preseason poll might be underrating this Pitt team just a bit, given Amanda West's return. You can see her in a full season. The redshirt senior already has the go-ahead goal tonight. You couple that with the 5th-year Landy Mertz, who has the 2nd Pitt marker on the evening, along with stellar play from freshman defender Lainey Fuchs. Good contributions all around. Katie Zalski has looked good. The 5th-year captain Ashton Gordon. There's pieces at the top, in the middle, and on the back line of redshirt senior West, 5th-year Landy Mertz, and 5th-year Ashton Gordon. All key pieces in the middle of those 3 lines. It's not just about the experience and the leadership, but on the field, knowing the situation and when to come up big, how to do it. That's what Amanda West did so far, and we've seen Ashton Gordon do that as well. And Landy Mertz with the 2nd goal proves that Pittsburgh is the team to be reckoned with. And I think on the flip side of that, for the Bulls, it proves that they are equal contenders for a run in the NCAA tournament. Now, it might be early to say that, but after what the Bulls were able to do a season ago, if they can get half of the play that Emily Kelly gave them in the past handful of years from Lexi Thompson, they'll be in good shape to host the conference tournament and eventually meet a team like Pittsburgh in the first round, looking for that first win in tournament history. A good read from Lexi Thompson to come out and scoop it up. She's not afraid at all as a true freshman. The high school All-American gives that a boot. Still gets it to midfield. I wouldn't be surprised if during the course of Thompson's career here in Buffalo, it's the one thing. You get those punts 10 more yards down the field, makes a heck of a difference. And that's no knock on Thompson. She's already got a boot. She's been tremendous. And now an injury timeout on the field as a Bull has taken a seat. Ellie Simmons waves over Bulls athletic trainer John Ward. It's Kaya Schultz who's down on the turf, clutching at her right leg. The Bulls gather at midfield. You don't like seeing a player wave to the training staff to get a move on, getting over on the field. Never a good sign. We'll take a break and come back in a moment. Just as we went to break, Kaya Schultz popped up and walked herself off the field. She's now heading to get looked at by the training staff under John Ward. But what was a scary moment at first has turned into something a little less so, which everyone is grateful for in a 2-0 game, in a non-conference game in the season opener. The last thing you want are in moments like these are any injuries to either side. Simmons with quite a boot. Sends it in, taken away by Menas. To the sideline, Menas makes the run, though it deflects off of a Panther Buffalo throw. Simmons down the sideline. Crone makes a run into the box to pressure Gordon, who does lose possession. Nice step with the left leg for Mackenzie Evers to clear that chance. Buffalo's throw once more. Bozzoni will do it again. Ballboy's got a bit of work to do. Zumpano to the middle. Too heavy of a touch. The Bulls converge on the ball. Moa Anderson plays it across. Ritchie drops it to the far side. Simmons into the 6. Cutting back doors, Sarah Woods. How did that not end in the back of the goal? What a ball from the true sophomore. Ellie Simmons put it where no one else could get it but Sarah Woods. Ellie Breach had made her way over there, but boy, I don't know how that one didn't go in. Perhaps it was Woods who lost sight of the ball in the lights at UB Stadium as it went up into the air. A good possibility. Katie Crone had a great look in the first half, was just a hair too slow. All credit to Ellie Breach for coming out to make the play in the dying minutes of the first half to keep it at a no-score game. But boy, what a difference that play was in the long haul. You talk about momentum shifts going into halftime. Buffalo came out quite strong nonetheless in half number 2, had a lot of possession at the start of this half. But ever since that one opportunity and Amanda West capitalized, Pitt has managed to maintain possession. They'll do a lot of this. Send it in, keep it alive. Just keep Buffalo at bay for the final 5.5 from UB Stadium. Moa Anderson in between 4 Pitt defenders, gets rid of it with possession and makes a run. A great look there from the transfer from Temple. Just a heavy touch through, but Moa Anderson coming off the bench has looked good so far. Coming off that injury sustained in the exhibition on Sunday. Last year, 16 games played and started. She had 1 assist to show for it. Anderson looking for a change of pace here at the University at Buffalo. The final 5 minutes already cut in 2. The chip ahead. Katie Crone bears down on Zalski. Open chance. They score! The junior from Niagara Falls, Ontario, breaks the goose egg for Buffalo with 5 minutes to go, and the Bulls have life. Zumpano once more, feeling confident, bends it just out of play. Check that, it's Katie Crone. The sophomore had 5 goals as a freshman. She starts her sophomore campaign with a goal and now a corner for the Bulls. Simmons with the header just wide, and the follow-up misses as well. Now the official says to stop the clock to bring in 4 Pitt substitutions. What a chance for Ellie Simmons. It was Katie Crone who got the goal for Buffalo to bring it within 1. And the Bulls crowd is into it. Mackenzie Evers steps up. Now here is Woods. Sarah Woods chips it to the corner just behind the intended target, Katie Crone. Crone was everywhere, had 2 goals on Sunday against Youngstown State in the exhibition. Looked stellar. It took a little more time here today. But Crone is on the score sheet. Another substitution. Chloe Menas sent out for Pittsburgh. Kira Mellenhorst back in. Randy Waldrum in his 10th season. Make that 6th season. Well over 400 wins, 436. That has him 10th all time amongst NCAA coaches. The first goal scorer of the game, Amanda West, gets a touch. And a shot off the leg of Lazenby. West recovers it herself. Sends this one much lower. Lazenby still there. Woods heads it to herself on the near sideline. A great ball ahead and a great dummy from Crone. Buffalo into the attacking third. Though stellar defense from Mackenzie Evers slows the attack down. Woods leaves it and makes a run. but Crone couldn't keep possession. Now she tries to. It goes out of bounds off of Pittsburgh. A Buffalo ball, despite some action from Mackenzie Evers arguing that. 1:35 to go. Out of bounds once more. Chip to the sideline, now 1:20 to go. As Olivia Bozzoni takes a throw. Evers steps up to clear, a high kick. Well out of bounds, ball boy gets his reps in. As Bozzoni sends it to the goal line, Crone turned and tried to fire it to the middle while falling. Instead, it goes directly out of play. And as we approach a minute to go, clock stopped at 1:02. That could do it. It was a tough task at hand to start this season with the Pittsburgh Panthers for the Bulls. Fury checks back in. She nearly broke free for a 2-on-1 chance. She had Amanda West breaking to her right. Instead, it's a free kick for Buffalo. Lexi Thompson hustles up. All the spring in the step of the true freshman. 33 seconds and counting to go. Thompson waits for everyone to get down to the 18. It's a solid 8 seconds that have gone off the clock. Now Thompson sends it ahead. Off a Pittsburgh defender, up in the air off Moa Anderson of Buffalo. Ritchie took a spill. 10 seconds to go, the final 10 countdown. Buffalo looking to create. They can't do so. The Pittsburgh Panthers defeat the Buffalo Bulls on their home field as UB drops their first match at home since 2021. And in back-to-back games, in a matter of speaking, Buffalo falls to Pittsburgh after losing 1-0 in the NCAA tournament first round a season ago. The Bulls dropped the season opener 2-1 from UB Stadium. The Bulls will head on the road for their next couple of matches before returning home against Cornell on Sunday, September 10th. At Ohio State is next on Sunday. That game on Big Ten Plus. You can watch live there. We thank you for joining us tonight from UB Stadium. It was Amanda West who had the first goal on the game for Pittsburgh. Landy Mertz, the eventual game winner. But UB's Katie Crone made it a game for the final 5 minutes, keeping us on the edge of our seats at UB Stadium. But alas, the Bulls fall and drop to 0-1 to start the year with a tough task at hand on Sunday with Ohio State in Columbus. Well, my thanks to Matt Walfriend running the 1s and 2s. We'll be back on Sunday, September 10th. Till then, folks, my name's Jack Cruiser. Thanks for spending the evening with us.